Government of India reduces disturbed areas under Armed Forces Special Powers Act in the states of Nagaland along with Assam and Manipur. AFSPA removed from 15 police stations in 7 districts in Nagaland with effect from April 1. Government of Nagaland calls a consultative meeting with 18 organizations from Nagaland on AFSPA on April 4. CM Nepal along with advisors, Chief Secretary, DGP and other senior officials is set to be present in the meeting. Southern Angami public organization unanimously decides to temporarily suspend the indefinite Bandh, demanding withdrawal of police forces from Khelo. Angami public organization also requested SAPO to lift the indefinite ban from upcoming 50 years celebrations. Angami Students Union issues notification, warns students not to indulge in immoral activities such as alcohol consumption, wearing uniforms and in school hours. The union also warns alcohol joint owners and cyber cafe owners to encourage students not to do so. Prime Minister Narendra Modi addresses the students, their parents and teachers in the 5th edition of Pariksha Pe Charcha event. Modi emphasizes that education policy designed with modern frameworks to enhance experience of both the students and teachers. Modi addresses students, teachers during Pariksha Pe Charcha. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov states that India can mediate between Moscow and Kiev as the peace talks between the two countries fails to come up with solutions yet to end the war. Lavrov says that India is an important country and if it sees to play a role which provides solution of the problem, it can support such process. Hello viewers of Nagaland TV, I'm Rinki Gogoi and welcome to Nltv Primetime News. Let's see more of the news in details. In a major step taken after decades, the Government of India on Friday reduced Disturbed Areas Armed Forces Special Powers Act in the states of Nagaland along with Assam and Manipur. And it kept effective in a few districts and areas falling within the jurisdiction of some police stations in these states for the next 6 months. In a Gazette notification, the Ministry of Home Affairs announced that the AFSPA will be effective in 9 districts of Nagaland, including Dimapur, Newland, Chumukidima, Mon, Kipere, Noklak, Pek, Peren, and Zunheboto. It also stated that the areas falling within the jurisdiction of 15 police stations comprising Kuzama, Kohima North and Kohima South, Zubza and Kezotsa Police Station in Kohima District, Mangkong Lemba, Mokokchung 1, Longto, Tuli, Longchem and Anaki C Police Stations in Mokokchung District, Yanglok Police Station in Longlang District and Bhandari, Champang, Ralan and Sungro police stations in Woka district shall continue to remain as disturbed areas. As per the notifications, these 9 districts in Nagaland and areas falling within the jurisdiction of 15 police stations in the state's different districts are declared as disturbed area under Section 3 of the Armed Forces Special Powers Act 1958 for a period of 6 months with effect from April 1, 2022. Unless withdrawn earlier, by these steps, the AFSPA has been moved from 15 police stations in 7 districts in Nagaland with effect from Friday, April 1. The disturbed area notification is in force in the whole of Nagaland since 1995. The central government took the step after it accepted the recommendations of the committee constituted in this regard to remove AFSPA in a phased manner. A consultative meeting on Armed Forces Special Powers Act 1958 in Nagaland has been convened on April 4, 10 a.m. at Rhododendron Hall, Central Police Officers Mess Chumukidima. Notably, Chief Minister Nipur Rio, along with the advisors, Chief Secretary, DGP and other senior officials will also be present in the meeting. Furthermore, Home Commissioner Abhit Sinha has called upon the President and other two representatives of various councils and organizations of Nagaland to attend the meeting. The councils and organizations include Central Nagaland Tribe Council, Eastern Nagaland People's Organization, Teneme People's Organization, Angami Public Organizations, Kohima Ao Sandan, Mokokchung Chakisang Public Organization, PAG, Chang Kulei Setsang Twensang, Konyak Union Mon, Khiamnungan Tribal Council Noklak, Lota Hoho Woka, Pom People Council Longlang, Pochuri Hoho Mallory, Rengma Hoho Tseminu, Sumi Hoho Zunheboto, Tikir Tribal Council, Kuisam, United Sanctum Likam Pumji Kipure, Yimkim Tribal Council Shamator, and Nagaland Zeliang People Organization Baron. The Southern Angami Public Organization on 31st March 2022, 12 p.m. unanimously decided to temporarily suspend the indefinite ban. The SAPO lifted indefinite ban based on the Teneme People's Organization's ultimatum to Manipur government to withdraw police forces from Kezolsa. Meanwhile, Angami Public Organization also requested SAPO to leave the indefinite ban for the upcoming 50 years celebrations of the organization's Golden Jubilee to be held on 8 April 2022. SAPO further notifies that the relaxation and lifting of the indefinite ban is only temporary measure, and if the government of Manipur fails to adhere the ultimatum served by the TPO to Manipur government dated March 29, 2022, then the SAPO is in constraint will initiate its own course of action, whereby the government of Manipur will be held responsible. Dimapur Government College organized a cultural rally program on Friday, and the program is to be held for 2 days. Today's program witnessed cultural dance, cultural songs, extempore speech, debate, poetry and other activities. The college students also set up different varieties of stalls. It has also been mentioned that there will be a musical night where the prominent Naga band, the Paradigm Shift, Eva Jamir and other artists will also be performing. Notably, 8 around colleges from Dimapur will be taking part at the program.
And tomorrow. So far as the importance of this program is concerned, we know that culture is important, and without culture you are nobody. And so we have to inculcate this thinking into the minds of the students. So as they grew up and as they come to the college to acquire knowledge, we also must educate them with the importance of one's culture. That is the reason why we are organizing this 2-day program.
So, sir, what are the activities included during this cultural day?
During this cultural day, we have folk song presentations, then extempore speech, debate, competition, poetry competition, centering around the topic of culture. We have many items like folk dance, folk song, and various other items centering around the same topic as I said, the importance of culture in one's life.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. And
Angami Students' Union on Friday issued a notification keeping in mind the well-being of the daily affairs of the students. Notably, the notification has been issued to warn indisciplined students as it has been brought to light that various detrimental activities are being blatantly committed by the students both outside and inside educational institutions. The union mentions that if any students found in alcohol joints, cyber cafes or any other places in uniforms during the school hours will face severe action, and also stated that in such cases, the proprietors of alcohol joints and cyber cafes will also be equally penalized. Furthermore, it stated that students in uniform roaming about during the class hours will be thoroughly checked and monitored, and that any students in uniform indulging in any immoral activities will be penalized both inside and outside the school premises. It also stated that if any threat or any form of disrespectful behavior against the teachers and staffs will not be tolerated at all. The next point further stated that students in uniform below 18 years should not drive vehicles and if caught will be penalized. Reaffirming the standing resolution in regard to the usage of government vehicles for dropping and picking up of students from the school is totally prohibited and will be penalized. Notably, sale of any tobacco products is also strictly prohibited in and around educational institutions, and violators is liable to any action. The union further requested the public to inform of any such cases mentioned above through SMS or call the convener and the action committee in the number 730-8698-223 or 825-782704. Under Khelo India program, the Government of India, with the motive to promote sports among the youth and bring change and development to sports infrastructure, selected 18 districts from Nagaland to build centers. The 11 districts include Dimapur, Kohima, Kipuri, Mokokchung, Mon, Noklak, Peren, Peg, Twensang, Wokha and Zunheboto. The centers will be built for archery, badminton, football, hockey, shooting, table tennis and wrestling as such. Meanwhile, Department of Youth Resource and Sports is in talk with the Indian government to set up another 8 centers for the newly created district Chumukedima, Newland, Shamator and Seminu. The program Khelo India was decided to launch under the PM Modi's government in 2017 to 2018 to facilitate good sports infrastructure and train youth for national and international stage. The government of Nagaland, through a notification, informed that the Power Department will mandatorily install smart prepayment meters for all categories of consumers in a time-bound and phased manner with immediate effect. Notably, those areas or the consumers where postpaid meters are operational at present will not be brought under the ambit of communitization of electricity till further orders. It is to be mentioned that the installation of the smart prepayment meters are mandatory for all category of consumers, which states inter alia all government offices at the block level and above, and all industrial and commercial consumers will be metered with smart meters with payment mode by December 2023, and all other areas will be metered with smart meters with prepayment mode by March 2025. The COTPA flying squad on Thursday conducted enforcement raid or drive on selling tobacco products near educational institutions in Wokha. Notably, the squad penalized 13 defaulters and seized tobacco products from the shops falling within the restricted areas and penalized with a fine of Rs 200. Furthermore, the COTPA officials directed the shopkeepers to abide COTPA Act and warned that necessary legal actions would be initiated as per the provisions of the law if found guilty. It may be mentioned that the seized tobacco products were destroyed the same day at the police station Wokha premises in presence of all the flying squad members. It is to be mentioned that the team was led by officer in charge Wokha El Chenitung Kikon along with the staff of National Tobacco Program, Dobashis from District Administration and women police personnel from Wokha. The landowners of Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya Lumami village under Zinheboto district has ordered the authorities to vacate the premises along with the office properties in a period of 7 days starting from April 1. In a press release which was issued by the Landowners Union of JNV Lumami, Hekishe Jimo stated that the landowners, despite having multiple meetings with the district administration and the officials of Navodaya Vidyalaya Samiti, failed to settle the issue with the landowners. A meeting was also held on February 12, 2022, where the union submitted several proposals and asked to honor the assurances, failing which they would have no option but to shut down all the activities in JNV Lumami. Even after the expiry of the deadline, the landowner stated that there has been no response from the JNVs and hence the landowners decided to shut down the school and further stated that the landowners will not be held responsible for any untoward incident. Similar to Nagaland, Government of India also has decided to withdraw declaration of disturbed area in 23 districts and 1 subdivision of the state of Assam with effect from April 1st. The areas include Dhemaji, Lakhimpur, Majuli, Biswanath, Sonitpur, Nagaon, Hoai, Morigao, Kamrup Metro, Darang, Kamrup, Nolbari, Borpeta, Goalpara, Bongaigaon, Dhubri, South Salmara, Mankachar, Kokorajhar, Chirang, Baksa, Udalguri, Karimganj, Hailakandi and Kachar district except for Lakhipur subdivision. Also, the government declared the areas covering 9 districts and 1 subdivision comprising Tinsukia, Dibrugarh, Saraideo, Sivsagar, Jorhat, Golaghat, Karbi Anglong, West Karbi Anglong, Dima Hasao and Lakhipur subdivision of Kachar district of the state of Assam as disturbed area for a further period of 6 months with effect from April 1 unless withdrawn earlier. The government said that the move was taken after a review of the law and order and security scenario in Assam in the recent past, which indicates that the situation has considerably improved in many districts of the state and the presence of extremist elements are confined to only in certain parts of the state. Disturbed area notification is enforced in the whole of Assam since 1990.
So far as Assam is concerned, AFSPA will be withdrawn completely from tonight, midnight today, except in 9 districts and 1 subdivision. The 9 districts where AFSPA will be continue to be there are, these will be withdrawn. I am just saying the list from where it will be withdrawn. Let me start with the district where it will be in force. So AFSPA will be in force in the district of Karbi Anglong. It will be in force in the district of West Karbi Anglong. It will be in force in the district of Dima Hasao. It will be in force in the district of Dibrugarh, Tinsukia, Saraideo, Sibsagar, Golaghat and Jorhat, and in Lakhipur subdivision. So that is why Lakhipur subdivision in Kasar district. So that is why we are speaking that it will be in force in 9.5 district of Assam. AFSPA will.
The governor of Manipur has also accorded approval to declare the entire state of Manipur, excluding the areas falling under the jurisdiction of 15 police stations, as disturbed area for a period of 6 months with effect from April 1, 2022, in the exercise of the powers conferred by Section 3 of the Armed Forces Special Powers Act 1958 as per the order. And AFSPA has been withdrawn from Imphal, Lampel, City, Singjame, Sekmai, Lamsang, Patsoi, Porompat, Hingang, Lamlai, Irilbong, Thobal, Bishnupur, Kakchin and Jiribam police stations in Manipur. The disturbed area declaration in the entire Manipur, except the Imphal municipality area, is in the operation since 2004. On the other hand, Manipuri activist Iram Chanu Sharmila, who ended a 16-year fast against the Armed Forces Special Powers Act to make her political debut in 2017, has called the union government's decision to remove the law in several parts of Assam, Manipur and Nagaland as a real sign of democracy. The activist on Friday, while addressing the media, stated that she is happy to see the mainland politicians in parliament willing to do something different, and that marks a new beginning and a result of the decades-long fight. She further added that she wants AFSPA to be abolished permanently from the entire northeastern states. She also demanded compensation for the victims who have lost their loved ones and those who have personally suffered because of this law. She went on to say that without AFSPA, there will be no fear and life will be more normal and better. It may be mentioned that the Manipuri activist Iram Sharmila observed a hunger strike against the controversial law from November 2000 to August 2016 before forming the People's Resurgence and Justice Alliance ahead of the 2017 Manipur Assembly elections. The centre on Friday extended the Armed Forces Special Powers Act in the 3 districts of Arunachal Pradesh from April 1 to September 30, 2022. The 3 districts include Tirap, Changlang and Longding. The Government of India has also extended AFSPA in the areas falling within the jurisdiction of Namsai and Mahadevpur police stations. Notably, Centre has declared these areas as disturbed areas under Section 3 of AFSPA 1958. Meanwhile, law and order situation in these areas has been reviewed by the AFSPA as per the Centre's notification. It is to be mentioned that this development came after the Centre on Thursday decided to reduce the disturbed areas under AFSPA in Nagaland, Assam and Manipur after decades. On a good note, Tiker Tribal Council is all set to celebrate its Tribe Recognition Day on Saturday at 10 a.m. in public ground at Kiwisam town with Chief Minister Nipurio as the special guest. Meanwhile, Agricultural Cooperation Minister G. Kayato Aye will also grace in the program as the cultural guest. On the occasion of Monyu and Aloyong Festival of the Poems and the Cognacs, Chief Minister Nltv Rio, along with the several other dignitaries, took down to Twitter to extend their greetings. Chief Minister Rio tweeted, "Greetings to Pom community. May we exhibit the true spirit of the festival, which is love, friendship and forgiveness." While on the other hand, he wrote Aoleong greetings to the Cognac community, and may prayers for a bountiful harvest crop be answered, and may we forge ahead with renewed vigor into the coming year. Meanwhile, the Beauty Commissioner Y. Patton tweeted, "May the festival of Aoleong and Monyu bring bountiful harvest, good health, peace and prosperity to everyone." Furthermore, State BJP President Temjen Imna Along also tweeted heartfelt greetings to the Cognac community on the wonderful occasion of Aoleong Festival. He further mentioned that as the community celebrates its biggest festival welcoming the spring, may the celebration usher in peace, brotherhood and renewed friendship. And for Monyu Festival, he tweeted, "May the festivities foster the spirit of brotherhood and new bondings among the community." It is to be mentioned that Minister Jaleo Rio and Power Department's advisor Tovi Hoto Ayemi also extended their heartfelt greetings on the occasion of Monyu and Aoleong Festival. In an embarrassment for the Congress party, 2 of its MLAs in Assam violated the party's whip during the Rajya Sabha elections for 2 seats in Assam, giving the ruling BJP an edge over the opposition party. The party suspended its MLA Siddiq Ahmed for writing 1 instead of numeric 1, which led to the cancellation of his vote. Another MLA, Shashi Kanta Das, had already voiced support for the ruling party and on Thursday voted for the BJP. Furthermore, the party, in an order issued on Thursday, stated that the President, Assam Pradesh Congress Committee, Bhupen Kumar Bora, has suspended Siddiq Ahmed from the primary membership of the Congress party with immediate effect for violating party discipline. On the other hand, the Congress party has also already written to Assam Speaker Biswajit Doimari on March 21 requesting to disqualify MLA Shashikanta Das after he openly supported the BJP. Reportedly, Das also voted for the BJP candidates in the Rajya Sabha polls, thus further diminishing the Congress party's chances of winning one of the 2 seats on offer. The Meghalaya High Court on Friday has ordered frisking of the army vehicles after allegations of drugs being transported in military trucks were leveled. The order was passed by a division bench comprising Meghalaya High Court Chief Justice Sanjeev Banerjee and Justice W. Daindog, and the decree was after past hearing a plea filed by the former chairperson of Meghalaya State Commission for Protection of the Child Rights, M. Karong Konor. The plea was filed based on the statements given by the inmates at correctional homes and opioid substitution therapy centers, claiming that the high-ranking defense personnel may have been roped in for transporting drugs in army trucks. India's Meteorological Department on Friday predicted the heavy rainfall over the parts of northeast India and isolated heat wave conditions in other parts of the country for the next 5 days. IMD forecasted heavy rainfall in Assam, Meghalaya, Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Manipur, Sikkim and sub-Himalayan West Bengal. IMD tweeted that isolated heavy rainfall over Assam, Meghalaya on Friday, Sunday and Monday, and in Arunachal Pradesh on Sunday, Monday, and Nagaland, Manipur on 1st April, and over the sub-Himalayan West Bengal, Sikkim on Sunday and Monday. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has addressed the students, their parents and teachers in the 5th edition of Pariksha Pe Charcha event on Friday. The Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed issues like examination stress and related questions. The Prime Minister also said that he will also answer questions later through Namo app via videos, audio messages and written texts. Modi added that instead of saying new education policy, we should call it a national education policy because this policy is designed with modern framework to enhance the learning experience of the students and teaching experience of the teachers. Furthermore, the Prime Minister advised the students to have faith in what they studied and learned even though they have missed out on few things. The Prime Minister also talked about how people were skeptical about the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. However, they were proven wrong by the country's children who spread awareness on cleanliness campaigns. The Prime Minister also encouraged girl education and maintained that without women power, a country cannot prosper.
Honorable Prime Minister, Sir, Erica George, a student of class 9th from the beautiful lush green land with eucalyptus forest, Udhampur, Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, seeks your guidance. Erica, please ask your question.
Greetings, Honorable Prime Minister, Sir. I am Erica George from APS Udhampur, Jammu and Kashmir from 9th. So the question that I wanted to ask was, nowadays there's a lot of competition, especially in the academic fields and in a country like India. In this case, there are a lot of people who are really very talented and knowledgeable, but due to some reason they could not appear for the exams. Maybe they could not choose the right path, or maybe they did not have the proper counseling. So sir, in this case, what can we do for these people so that the talent of these people does not go to a waste and instead can be utilized in a better and efficient way? Thank you, sir.
The prices for commercial liquefied petroleum gas has been hiked by over rupees 250 from April 1. With this, the price of 19 kg commercial cooking gas cylinder in the national capital went up to rupees 2,253, while in Kolkata it will cost rupees 2,351 in Mumbai and Chennai. The prices will be 2,205 and 2,406 respectively, with immediate effect from today. Meanwhile, there has been no change in the prices of domestic gas cylinders that are sold to the households. The prices of domestic cooking gas were last revised in March when a hike of rupees 50 was lodged per cylinder, and it was announced that notably a 14.2 kg non-subsidized LPG cylinder will now cost rupees 949.50 in the national capital. It may be mentioned that the prices of the LPGs are revised on the 1st of every month based on the prices of benchmark fuel in the previous month. Uttar Pradesh have imposed Section 144 of the Code of Criminal Procedure in Gautam Buddh Nagar from April 1 to 30 in view of the upcoming festivals and high school exams. The Police Commissionerate of Gautam Buddh Nagar in a statement informed that according to provisions of the Section 144 of the Code of Criminal Procedure, people will now have to follow COVID-19 protocols at public places, including social distancing and wearing of masks in public, and any gathering of 4 or more people will be restricted. Notably, the imposition of prohibitory order comes ahead of the festivals Ramzan, Ram Navami, Ambedkar Jayanti, Mahavir Jayanti and high schools or inter-school examinations amid the declining trajectory of the COVID-19 infection in the state, which may suffer if precautions are not adhered to. It may also be mentioned that a day ago, Uttar Pradesh had reported 55 cases of the COVID-19 disease, a slight increase in the infections compared to the previous day when as many as 34 new cases were lodged. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Friday paid homage to late Shiva Kumara Swami on his 115th birth anniversary. Taking down to Twitter, Prime Minister Modi mentioned that the spiritual leader will always be remembered for his unparalleled community service. He further mentioned that Shiva Kumara lives in the hearts of countless people. Notably, in Karnataka, Swami was often referred to as the walking god among his followers. It may also be mentioned that his education society runs over 100 educational institutions in the state of Karnataka. It is also to be mentioned that Shiva Kumara Swami died at the age of 111 last in 2019. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov on Friday stated that India can mediate between Moscow and Kiev as the peace talks between the two countries failed to come up with solutions yet to end the war. During a press conference, Lavrov stated that India is an important country and if it seeks to play a role which provides solution for the problems, it can support such process. Lavrov, who arrived in New Delhi on Thursday for a two-day visit, also lauded the independent Indian foreign policy and discussed a myriad of issues including US pressure on India, surging energy prices and sanctions on Russia. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, who is paying an official visit to India, is set to meet Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Friday after concluding talks with the External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar. Notably, Lavrov is on a two-day visit to India from March 31 to April 1. Jaishankar met the Russian Foreign Minister for talks where both the ministers assessed the overall state of cooperation. They considered the implications of recent developments on trade and economic relations. The EAM underlined that as a developing economy, global volatility in different domains is a particular concern to India. It is important for both countries that their economic, technological and people-to-people contacts remain stable and predictable. Russia has offered India big discounts on the direct purchase of 15 billion barrels of oil as sales to other nations dip following stringent sanctions over its invasion of Ukraine. The sanctions-hit nation on Thursday has announced that its desire to sell high-grade oil up to $35 per barrel, which could increase to $45 per barrel after the latest surge in the global prices. The offer comes a day after Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar, in talks with British Foreign Secretary Liz Truss, firmly defended India's decision to buy discounted Russian oil as a move that was criticized by the United States and the United Kingdom. Meanwhile, Jaishankar pointed out that Russia sells more to European nations than India, and that India welcomes competitive offers to meet burgeoning domestic demand. US President Joe Biden said that there is more indications that Russian President Vladimir Putin seems to be self-isolating amid the Ukraine war. Biden added that Putin has either fired or put under house arrest some of his advisors. However, due to not having hard evidence, US President Joe Biden do not want to put too much stock in it at this time. Furthermore, former US Ambassador to Ukraine William Taylor joins AC 360 to discuss why he thinks Putin is divorced from reality. Meanwhile, CNN chief international anchor Christian Amanpour also told AC 360 about what is happening in the fight for Kyiv. Pakistan's Prime Minister Imran Khan, in an address to the nation, stated that he won't resign ahead of the no-confidence motion. He added that he will come back stronger if the no-trust motion goes against him. As a former cricketer for 20 years, Imran Khan added that the world and those who played cricket with him saw him never giving up till the last ball. Urging that he will come back stronger whatever the result may be, the Pakistan PM also alleged that there is a foreign conspiracy working against his government, that there are enemies inside his country who are cooperating with these foreign agencies. He claimed that a foreign nation sent a message to Pakistan citing that Imran Khan needs to be removed, else the country will suffer consequences. Nepal Prime Minister Sher Bahadur Deuba, accompanied by a high-level delegation and his spouse Dr. Arzu Deuba, arrived in New Delhi here on Friday for his three-day visit to the country. The visit of Prime Minister Deuba is his first one since assuming office in July in 2021. Notably, the Nepali Prime Minister is visiting India at the invitation of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. It is to be mentioned that Deuba also met the External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar on Friday. While on the second day of his visit, the Nepali Prime Minister will be meeting Prime Minister Narendra Modi at Hyderabad House besides his other engagements. Russia's Daniil Medvedev missed out on a chance to return to the top of the world rankings as he lost to Poland's Hubert Hurkacz at the Miami Open. Medvedev needed to reach the semi-finals to overtake Novak Djokovic but lost 7-6, 9-7 and 6-3 to 8th-seed Hurkacz in the Thursday's quarterfinals. Medvedev trailed 5-2 in the first set, fought back to 55 but then lost the tie break. Hurkacz sealed success with breaks in the 5th and the 9th games of the set too. The 25-year-old Hurkacz, who beat Roger Federer in the quarterfinals at Wimbledon last summer, will play Spain's Carlos Alcaraz next year. Naomi Osaka fought back to beat Belinda Bencic and set up a Miami Open final against incoming world number 1 Iga Swiatek of Poland. Japan's Osaka beat the Swiss 4-6, 6-3 and 6-4 to reach her finals since she won the 2021 Australian Open. She is now ranked 77th in the world as she continues her return from a break from the sport. Osaka will face the second-seed Swiatek in Miami Open final on Saturday. Swiatek, who won the Indian Wells title last week, beat American Jessica Pegula 6-2, 7-5 to reach the Miami Open finals. Swiatek is the first player to reach the finals of both American hard-court events since Victoria Azarenka, who has won both tournaments in 2016. Thank you, viewers. That's all from Nltv Primetime News. I'm Rinki Gogoi signing off. For more updates, keep watching Nagaland TV. So Manulagawas.
New YY Dynamite Instant Noodles. It's extra spicy. Taste that will blow your mind.
Upur lagating tida bhi hushna?
Hoy, sir.